Have you over the years felt torn between sort of like the nice gene and the tough gene and what your image is going to
Yeah.
be?
I do think a lot about, and I've written a little bit about the likability penalty that Sheryl Sandberg's written about, and others even before her. And the reason I think about it a lot is that's where being a physician also comes into play. And so being a physician leader is also about being a physician. And so early in my career, I remember a situation where I was in the intensive care unit, and I had to call the shots. I had to make the big decisions. I mean, I was alone making decisions around life and death for the patients. I had people on the phone able to help reach out, like attendings and fellows. But I trained in a culture where if you reached out, it was weak. That's less so now, but that was the culture I trained in at the time. And I was the only woman on that rotation in that role, in the senior role. And all the nurses around me were all women. And so I realized quickly that I needed to be an ally. I couldn't interact with the nurses the same way my colleagues were. There was a very different dynamic there, and I couldn't put my finger on it, but it was more of a, collegial, yeah, whatever you say, doctor. It was a little bit more accepted, and part of it is an age issue. It's also managing, as a woman, a junior woman, you remember, if you're managing, it's not always age that accelerates people's path. You could be managing women or men underneath you that are older than you. And these are important things to think about if you're a younger leader. And so I draw upon that ICU experience to think about how am I going to think about being an ally and learn from these women nurses who are going to help me. And so, but I had to interact and figure out how to negotiate my interactions in a very different way than the men around me. That's just the most blunt way I can say it.